My name is Lindsay. I'm also known as the Dragon Queen. Welcome if you've not been before. If you have been here before, then welcome back. I appreciate you coming here at all, and returning is extra bonus, so thank you. Really quick about myself, I am an artist in general my whole life. I've been a tattoo artist for almost 25 years, and I currently live in Florida and work in downtown Orlando as a tattoo artist, and also do art shows and all kinds of things otherwise. I am the mom to a little cute buggy over here. He's a dachshund mix, and yeah, I just try to help out with making you be the best version of yourself that you can, and trying to make each day go by a little bit easier, since, you know, we're all dealing with some shit out here, but there are ways to make it easier to go through and just make life the most joyous it can be. So I like to do a little bit of live painting here on Thursdays at around 8 o'clock. I don't know if I can get my painting part in there. Hello, there we go. I'm working on this leaf over here. And usually I'll have a little smoke and a chat while I'm working on this. This painting you can actually see on display at the local art club show, actually exactly a month from today, for December 13th. It's at the Arlo in Wynwood in Miami. So if you guys are interested to come check me out, I'll have this painting and a bunch of other paintings and things for sale, merchandise, stickers, prints, other originals of all price ranges that are affordable and ready to decorate your house. So again, thanks for being here. And I like to chat about the law of attraction also. I'm going to talk a little bit about that today, a little bit more. And just making sure that we are speaking our truth and knowing what we want. I think last week, what I was talking about and wanted to touch on was making sure that, you know, our words match our vision, and that it's important for us to write things down. And 222, as I say that on the clock, to write things down and know what we want, so we can refer back to it to keep our focus and our intention where it needs to be on what we want. If we have scattered thoughts about what we want and we're not sure about our intentions for our life and our reality, because we are creating it, we are the creators of it, then we will get scattered and a little bit of confusing results back, okay? So there's Buggy. Oh, you can't see him there. Say hi, Bug. There he is. How handsome is that guy? So he is my paint comrade here. Don't knock my water down, please. So the law of attraction, again, we were talking about last week about writing your intentions down and making sure you know what you want, so that you can, if need be, for one, reading it every day is important. If for some reason you don't read it every day, read it as much as you can, and don't you try to jump over here. Don't you do it. And try to refer back to your notes of what you want to help, number one, visualize it better, and have it in your brain as more of a habitual thing, right? We have to retrain our brains from old habits, old ways of thinking, old mindsets of lack of, you know, accepting breadcrumbs or walking on breadcrumbs sometimes around people that we're used to not speaking our truth and speaking up for ourselves. That shit's super important, you guys. So writing down your reality and what you want for your life is one of the most important things you can do, including the way you want to be treated and the way that you treat others. So if you remind yourself and have in your notes and in your reality of what you want, of I am a confident person, I'm a business owner, I know what I want, people treat me with respect, I treat others with respect, whatever that is, those are very important to have written down, and to only accept in your life what matches what you have written down. Because if you don't, then you are accepting all of these other realities, and some of those realities that are not matching, right? Because that's old stuff. It's not what you're, you know, what you're truly wanting. If, like I said, if you're used to accepting breadcrumbs from people, or not getting noticed, or just being on the back burner type stuff, that is an energy that you need to switch up and change, and really bring new energies of that, of what you want into your reality. So if you want to be a confident person that, can speak clearly with precision and, with joy, with confidence, and with what you want, then you have to practice that if you're not used to it. Some of us grew up, baby, I love you, but sit down for a second. Some of us grew up thinking that we should be seen and not heard, that our opinions don't matter. That's old paradigms, that's old ways of thinking, and, a lot of it's old ways of thinking that are generational, right? They come from like your mom thinking that way, your dad thinking that way, going back to grandparents, great-grandparents. You are the chain breaker, right? You are the person that's going to switch things up. Oh, hello, Germany. Welcome. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. But you are the one that has to change that up, you guys. You're the one that has to create the boundaries in your life to accept or not accept what you want to create for your reality. Let's take a relationship, okay? It could be a friendship or even a loving relationship. It doesn't matter. Romantic relationship. But if you're not sure what you want and you grew up with accepting abuse from people and not being treated correctly and being stepped on all the time, that's your comfort zone, right? That's the place that you grew up comfortable in. That's your habitual mindset that you're in, and that's where your acceptable limits are, right? Your boundaries of exception are within that. So it is your job to realize that there's boundaries need to be, for one, strengthened up, and for two, switched up quite a bit about what you know and can deserve in this life. So I'm sure even as much abuse as you may have endured, and I'm sorry if you did have to go through stuff, but you've seen people come through that. You've seen people that were in horrible situations as children or even in horrible past relationships that have gotten through it and are in beautiful relationships now. For one, with themselves, right? But for the secondary, with somebody else, whether that be a friendship or romantic relationship. Because once you realize that what you were accepting is the minimal and that you deserve much more, remember, whether you believe in God or not, it doesn't matter. Universe, higher power, it doesn't matter. You are a child of that, right? You are a creation in yourself. You are a beautiful, bright light here that is meant to shine. You didn't come here, you weren't born here to suffer and to, trudge through bullshit and abuse and other people's, anger and all of that shit. That's not what we're here for. But we are here to expand and experience and create and gain knowledge and spread that to others. And, if you have a shitty childhood, that doesn't mean you can't have a wonderful adulthood. You know what I mean? Oh, thank you. I appreciate that, Jessica. That's very sweet. So just know that you can change your reality, you guys. Trust me. My mindset used to be of breadcrumbs, you being from God, from creation, from source. You have to know that you are made from that so that you are that. You need to think of yourselves as gods and goddesses. We are here to, again, experience and to be showered and to enjoy all the beautiful things that life has to offer. And I don't mean riches. I don't mean mansions and things. Now, those things can come within, but that's not what I'm speaking of. Have you ever had the peace of waking up just joyfully, without worry, without doubt? That's the true peace, and that's the true riches. That's what brings in all of the other stuff. I promise you it does, you guys. But you have to get a grip on your mindset, and you have to get a grip on your emotions and not reacting to everything that comes near you. You know what I'm saying? These are little tests that happen. These are things to see, like if you have started to set your new reality in motion and really are wanting to be authentic and walk your truth that you are speaking, whatever that truth is for you, but you're accepting things that are outside of that, you're not matching up what your vision is for that. So you're going to get bullshit back again and wonder why your reality is the same. I was having a conversation with my cousin yesterday, and he's, without divulging too much, but he's thinking of switching up his career again and going back to doing some, back into his art, right? Back into his passion. That is art. And I asked him a long time ago, what would you do every day if you didn't have to make money? I ask you guys the same. If you didn't have to make money, if you didn't have to pay bills, what would you do every day? What would your go-to be? Some people it's drawing, painting. excuse me, confirmation. For some people, it's playing video games, sports, cooking. I don't give a shit what it is. Whatever your passion is, gardening, taking care of animals, painting nails, I don't care what it is. You can make glitter. Whatever that passion is, that's what you need to be going for in this life. That's what your career should be. So I was speaking with him about that. I think it was a few years ago. But because we have the mindset that we have to just wake up and it's all about making money and getting money and doing things for money. That's not why we're born, you guys. Money's not even a real thing. It's a made up piece of paper that has some writing on it and some ink on it, just like this, that had some value put to it, right? So, and then we float along with that, right? So money's not even real. Take it out of the equation and really sit with yourself of what you want in this life and then go after that. So does that mean you have to quit your job immediately and go? No, you're going to have to take some steps possibly and wean away from, the old mindset in the old life. You can't just switch up usually that habit overnight. Every now and then with some supreme discipline, there are habits that can be switched quicker than others with some super focus, but usually it does take a little bit of time. My enlightening journey, my journey of bettering myself and just trying to become lighter and lighter has really been about 10 years now. So hopefully that doesn't scare anybody away from their journey, but it's been a beautiful thing because more often than not, I have my days, but I wake up with peace. I wake up with joy. I don't wake up checking my phone and reacting to shit. If a bill is due or if somebody says something negative, I don't let that pull me out of my center. That's giving all of that stuff power over me. And I'm sitting here weak as fuck, powerless, just letting people run my life and run my emotions. That's bullshit, y'all. You have a lot more power than that. You are gods and goddesses. Trust. So again, speaking with my cousin, if you are doing whatever you would want to every day, what would you go to without having to worry about making money? So his always went back to art. So he is now seriously taking the steps to switch up his reality and go towards what he really wants in this life, which is being an artist, okay? He has in the past put a lot of time into, and this is not wasted time. I truly believe that everything happens for a reason and we go through things, it's needed. Whether we picked up a small amount of knowledge or a different way of doing things or perspective or, we learned that that's not what we wanted. We still learned something from that process or that whatever we experienced, right? Job, no matter what it was. So my point is, in the past, he had, tried to do what he felt that was societal, being correct in society of what he needed to do, which was take these certain classes. Maybe I should be doing this, so I'm gonna take this. I'm gonna get up early. I'm gonna focus and study these books and yada yada, which is all good and well. But I pointed out to him, why, if you love art so much and drawing, why don't you put that much focus and intention and discipline into your artwork, into your drawing or painting or whatever type of art you want to do? You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to put that to your guys' attention, right? I get that you have some 9-to-5 jobs, some of you, and don't have a ton of free time, let's say, but you can make time. There are times that you might catch yourself scrolling for 2 hours. You could have been putting your time into your passion, and that time is slowly switching your reality over to what you truly want to be doing. But if you come home from your job complaining about it and saying you'll never get to do what you truly want to do, and you sit on your phone for 2 hours and just scroll and beat yourself up and compare yourself and judge other people, then you're going to be stuck in the same depressing fucking shitty loop that you're stuck in now. Okay? So I just wanted to point that out. And as we were talking yesterday, me and my cousin, hold on, let me grab my water. 1 second. There was some parts of his plan that we were talking about that I was helping him with, and just a little bit of planning of, I need to implement this, and, when I move to a certain place, I'm going to have to find the job to do whatever. Well, when he was talking with the law of attraction, you have to speak the truth. You have to speak what you want. Don't speak about what you don't want, because what you focus on is what comes to you, right? So habitually, and I get it, I still do it sometimes, he immediately started worrying about and talking about how he was gonna probably not find the job, or it's gonna be hard to find a job that he needed to make the money to be able to do what he wanted, to take the art classes and to do the thing. And I had to stop him right there. That is already, you're speaking your reality into something negative, into something, he was already speaking about what he didn't want, right? So I had to stop him for a minute and say, switch it up, cuz don't speak about that. That's not what's gonna happen. That's not your reality. If your reality is that everything happens even better than you expected, then you have to look at that and trust that and have faith in that and roll that way. So switching up the vocab, what do we say? You need to speak about, when I get there, I will find the perfect job that I need to take the classes and that pays me what I need and that I enjoy very much. I pointed out to him, you know, he's talking about all these jobs that he's gonna have to get, that he's gonna hate when he gets here. And I'm like, there's artsy jobs you can get. You can work at an art shop. You know what I'm saying? You might be able to work at a tattoo shop or help me, or, you know, and you never know. You might have, you might have a ceramic or like a pottery shop, you know, a paint tinting shop. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. There's some artsy things around here that you could be doing. You don't have to work begrudgingly a shitty job and then go, you know, work on your passion the other half of the day. Find something that's within what you want to be doing or in the same realm anyway, and then do that, right? Like, I still, of course, I love art and everything, and I've even thought about going and trying to grab a little side job at an art store or art supply store or something like that, because I think it would be fun. And I've grabbed, you know, side jobs that had to do with plants and gardening and flowers and making a little extra money doing what I love to do anyways. So try not to think of it every day, you guys, as, oh, fuck, I have to get up and do this. Like, number one, you get to wake up, right? It is a blessing to wake up and be breathing. And you get to do things each day. Now, if you're choosing to do things that you don't like to do and you're forcing yourself to do these things every day and that's how you think life is, then I'm sorry, but your life is going to be that hard and shitty for the rest of it if you don't know that you can switch it up and that you have the power to do so, okay? If you have any questions, let me know. But again, just here to help a little if I can. And it's a live painting. I think I do more talking than painting, but that's okay. At the end of the lives, I always pull a card and do a little mini reading at the end too. This is something that I also offer my tattoo clients. So there's little mini readings that we do with your tattoo appointment if you would like. When you book with me, I'm at Citrus Archives Tattoo, which is downtown Orlando. And finding your soulmate. So that is along the same lines. I don't know if you heard what I said earlier, 55 hook, but it's all about creating your reality. My person I've been with, I truly believe that I found my person, and it's been quite a beautiful thing. And you guys, I was single for a little over 9 years before I found my person. Guess what I did 2 weeks before we got together, before he messaged me for the first time? I wrote down what I wanted out of a relationship, what I didn't want, what my old reality was. I burnt the old reality up of the breadcrumbs that I used to accept. I wrote down the man that I wanted to attract, like specifically. I also wrote down the person, the woman I wanted to be for my man in that relationship, okay? And I made sure that I was that person, that I'm stepping up and being that person every day. Bruh, no lie, 55 hook, it was 2 weeks later. 2 weeks later that my person messaged me and we started talking, and we have not stopped talking since. So be specific about what you want in a relationship, write it down, and know that you deserve it, and don't accept anything outside of it. If you want a trusting soulmate and somebody that communicates, and you start talking to someone and they immediately are not communicating very well, that's not your person. Move on. Don't make fucking excuses for them. Don't say, oh, they were probably busy or no. If that person is not doing or fitting what you wrote down for your reality, for your vision of your person, move on. That is wasting your time, and you're blocking your person from coming in, making excuses for this. Also, you have to wake up and check yourself. If you're waking up and you're not being that person that you wrote down for your soulmate, you know, if you said you're going to be communicative and open and transparent and, you know, real with your feelings, and you're not doing that, you're going to attract somebody fake to you because you're not being that true person that you said you were going to. It is this literal, you guys. So be very careful what you're speaking. Don't write this stuff down and be gung-ho about it one day or for a whole week and then let that next week come through, and because somebody said some shit to you, you just say fuck it and you quit reading your notes, you quit visualizing, you quit wanting what you were wanting for your reality and just give up. Don't do that. You know what I'm saying? You're shooting yourself in the foot when you do that, and you're the only one. And then what do we usually do? We want to go blame other people for that shit when it was us just not being disciplined and regulated and loving ourselves enough to put in motion, you know, these thoughts, these mindsets, you know, being the person we want to be to attract the things and the realities that we want. So it goes along with everything. All these Carl Jung, Abraham Hicks, Napoleon Hill, Bob Proctor, yada, 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 the millions of others that speak about the law of attraction and what's going on. You're welcome, 55 Hook. They're all speaking about the exact same thing. They just say it in different ways to try to get different people to understand. Not everybody, if one person was saying this stuff over and over and over in their way to teach it, it's going to be less and less people that are going to grasp it, right? There'll be a group that does, but then there'll be this other group over here who are like, dude, I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about, right? And so we'll tune out immediately and call bullshit, okay? So all these people, yeah, they might be making money off of it, but that's okay. You can too, or with whatever your idea is. You have to believe in it, and you have to have faith that your vision can, again, come into reality. So just because these people are speaking about the same thing in different ways, find the person that is speaking to you in the way that you can understand it, okay? Because it is how things work. I don't care if you're talking about, again, a job, a friendship, a relationship that is already existing with someone. You can better it. And if it doesn't better and lift up to the vibration that you're imagining in your mind, then unfortunately that person will just fall away and the relationship won't be there anymore if that person's not going to match the leveled up version of themselves that you see, if that makes sense, okay? Because you attract what you are. So if you are feeling depressed and feeling like you don't matter and feel like you're never heard, you're going to attract people that are not hearing you and not seeing you and that, don't care about you. So this is why self-love is such a big deal too, because loving yourself and knowing what you deserve and accepting nothing less will radiate that out to the people around you. You guys have seen it. There's people that are confident that when they speak, they mean what the fuck they say, and you can't even shake them if you tried. You can be that person too. You have to put a little effort and work into it, guys. The hardest part about it is switching up the mindset, is waking up every day. Like I said, my cousin, super excited about this new opportunity and this new thing that he's going into, but he immediately started speaking what he didn't want and started being worried that he was gonna, again, find a job that he didn't want and putting that out there. That's where the hard part comes in. Because our habits of speaking this stuff and being around people that we all just complain and yeah, it's no big deal, we're just joking about it. It's fucking serious. So if you're around people that are complaining and bitching all the time and you fall within that habit, again, you're going to find things to complain about all day, every day, because that's what you're focusing on. If you can find people or be alone by your fucking self for a little bit, it's all right to be alone and to not have other things to cling on to. Quiet your mind for a minute. And, once you, again, establish your reality of what you want, don't accept anything less. And that includes, don't go along with the crowd. If you're the only one in the room that is, leveled up and thinking on a higher plane, and everybody else is on this other complaining, low vibe deal, again, don't go down to them. Raise them up to you. Don't get sick to help people that are sick, right? You don't get poor to help people that are poor, Abraham Hicks says. No. You acquire wealth and health and you bring people up to your level. Just like when Jesus walked around. He wasn't around sick people and got sick. No, he rose them up to his level and cured them with miracles just because he was vibing and brought them up to the the same vibe as he was, knowing that they all deserve the absolute very best, okay? So, yeah, that's mainly what I was wanting to talk about tonight, is just making sure you're speaking your truth and writing it down. I'll probably talk about it every week because it's very important. And it is very easy to slip up and fall back into those old habits. Again, I've been guilty of it where, you know, maybe I even had a bad dream or something and I woke up in a shitty mood. You know, before I just say, fuck it, I have to go about my day and take care of this and pay this and do that. No, I need to be quiet. Don't look at my phone. Don't look at anything outside of that. Go outside, if anything, and chill with the flowers and buggy for a minute. But really quiet your mind and bring yourself back to center of everything is fine. Like, chill the fuck out. I got this. I can handle this. And then go about your day from there. I don't know if you do listen to Abraham Hicks or any of them, but they talk about being in the vortex, right? The feeling of alignment and what that is. What does that feel like? I'm going to give you a hint. When you can sit there and not worry about bills and just sit there and appreciate a grain of sand on the ground, you can appreciate that you're breathing. You don't care if you're not hungry, you don't need anything, you don't want anything, you don't care if anything is due, you don't care if anything is mad at you, you just are at peace and the most joy sitting in the moment, breathing in, doing what you're doing. That's when you're in alignment, and that's when you're in the vortex, as Abraham Hicks speaks about. And that's where you want to make your decisions from. That's where you want to follow your intuition from, because that's where everything has been let go and you're open to receive, right? And you're just enjoyment and in alignment for the time right there and in the present moment. And that's when you start to recognize the blessings around you. You start with those little things, that grain of sand, that bird you get to see. What does that do? It refocuses you onto things around you that are positive and that are blessings and that bring joy in your life. So that can only bring more positive and joy and blessings into your life, because that's what you're looking for. Stop looking for the bullshit, because you're going to find it, okay? Make sure you're looking for the beautiful things in life. There are quite a few. And trust that there are some energetical plans, let's say, in place that are here to throw you off of your game plan, that are here to take control away from you, that are here to make you feel weak and powerless so that you do fall into their traps of, here, you need this to feel better, you need this to feel better, buy this, do this, listen to me, No, you don't. You need to quiet your mind and sit down for a second and listen to yourself and have confidence in your fucking self and faith that you can have whatever you want. That's what you need to do. So. A little less painting this time, a little more chatting, that's fine. I'm getting ready to pull a card for some guidance for the end of the reading here. I think we touched on some good stuff tonight. Same, like I said, I'm going to be touching on the law of attraction stuff probably just about every video. It all falls in line with everything I'm speaking about all the time. With bettering your life, living in the present moment, not worrying about the past, you know, getting through each day with stresses. Like, y'all, I used to be super reactive, super stressed out. I found pictures of when I was in high school. I shit you not, I might post them up and make a little video. It looks like there's no light in my eyes. My whole face looks heavier. My eyes look heavier. And they just look dull as fuck. And it's because I was depressed and I was overweight and I was holding on to emotions. I was reacting to everything. I used to have a smart ass mouth. I mean, that smart ass mouth can still come out if need be. But, you know, I was just very reactive. I was hard to be around and hard to talk to and everything. So that shit can change. And let me tell you, I'm a much happier person now that I've let that shit go and I'm not being fucking angry Patty over here. Sorry, there's a little mosquito or something over there. I had to get him out. But, yeah, Angry Betty, Angry Patty, whatever. Making up some fucking names. But it's a much better existence now that I've chilled out and stepped into my true self, you know? And I'm much kinder with everyone else around me, too. Not that I was an asshole back then, but again, I was harder to talk to, and I was probably a little more insensitive and a little more, I I wasn't as courteous as common courtesy. Yeah, I didn't have that as much, I would say. So, all right, let's pull a card, you guys, for the end of this little chat, paint and chat and smoke. Let's get a mini reading going, and then y'all can continue with your night. Hopefully it's a good night. Hopefully you can switch up some of your negative thoughts, and I don't know, have a better day tomorrow. I totally flung magenta everywhere, so I swear I can't do anything without making a mess. All right, my beautiful spellcasting cards. I used to offer personal readings, but again, I haven't done that in a while, but these are type of readings that I like to do right now, just some general ones. And then, as I said, for my tattoo clients, I have that option of doing a little 15-minute one-card pulling at our tattoo session, because they're also therapeutic and healing anyway. So if you guys want to check out my portfolio, you can go to Dragon Queen Creations on Instagram with little underscores in between the words, or dragonqueen.ink, I-N-K, like tattoo ink, which is my website. So you can check all that out. You can book a consultation with me and have a chat about what you want to get. I am a custom tattoo artist, and so I draw everything custom for my clients, and they're all one-use designs only. And so yeah, let's create something awesome. I would love that. You're very welcome, 55 Hook. I appreciate you being here. Thank you. All right, let's pull this card. Get a little more guidance for the night. Some things that some of y'all may need to hear. And then we'll close out. Okay. Oh, home. That's a beautiful home, too. There might be some messages and some extra things in the picture there. I'm all about the art. As you know, there's a bird. I think looks like a raven or a crow. Bro, there was a whole bunch of them out back this morning. 3 or 4 of them, and they looked like they were out there chatting with a squirrel, which was kind of weird. But anyway, the raven, the crow, you've got a sunflower. So you can check out some of those meanings of what that is. But let's read the home card, get you a little more guidance, and I'll let you go. Home is definitely where the heart is. It's a place of security, protection, comfort, and sanctuary. And for you, there's nothing better than the feeling of being at home. As idyllic as that sounds, the reality of the home is sometimes far harsher, with disagreements, interruptions, or no time to call your own. But feeling like an outsider is hard for anyone looking in. So it's time to breathe new energy into your dwelling place by enhancing the ambiance with peace, warmth, and happiness. Retreating within your newly energized home for a while will restore you to full strength required to face the outside world. Bro, what were we just talking about earlier? Quieting your mind and not listening to what anybody else has to say or other opinions, listening to yourself so that you can start your day with peace and go about your time here on this earth with more peace, right? That's awesome. Now, you might live with some people that are not as peaceful as you're trying to be, right? That's okay. That's all right. Just there has to be some good in them, so try to find that and focus on that, no matter how small, okay? I don't care if, wow, they have really pretty hair, like, whatever you can focus on that's a positive about them, you know? Maybe they really know they love taking care of cats, so they're good at that. They might have a shitty personality, but whatever is good if you live with somebody and that's just your situation right now that you can't help, focus on whatever good about them you can and just quiet your mind the best you can to follow your intuition, okay? Some other magical meanings of the home card are that a house sale goes through, someone's trying to make themselves at home, put your boundaries in place, and clear out any clutter. So some of you may be needing to evict someone, kick somebody out of your space. You've got someone there that is invading your space. It feels like somebody's taking advantage of you, and almost like they are, like, I'm getting the sense of you invited them in to stay for like a week or two to help them out, and they've just overstayed their welcome. And not only that, they're giving you zero money or zero anything help out around the house back. So unfortunately, strong boundaries need to be put in place. This isn't always the easiest thing to do, but this is why we have to sit down with ourselves and know that we have the power and the confidence to create the reality we want. The conversation might not be comfortable, but it's less time that you'll be uncomfortable than dealing with someone that's invading your space or just taking advantage of you, okay? And stepping all over your boundaries. So I hope this helped you guys. I really appreciate you guys being here, and I'll be back next week. Should be, next Thursday at 8. If anything happens, I always post about it, but next Thursday at 8, I'll be back to have another chat, and hopefully we can help you have the most peaceful, wonderful, joyous life like you're supposed to be here, and living the life of your dreams, doing what you want every day with passion. All right? So I love you guys. My name's Lindsay, the Dragon Queen. If you need anything, let me know. Tattoo, artwork, or otherwise. All right? I love y'all. Have a wonderful night, and I'll see you next week.